Welcome back to the Corner 3 podcast. This is the place where you go if you want ethical basketball hoops talk. You come to the Corner 3, man. Fellas, how y'all doing?
I'm good, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, let Jarrett go first. Jarrett, how you doing?
Ecstatic. It's ecstatic. Ecstatic.
Hey, for those that's not watching this, Jarrett has all his Knicks gear on right now. So, for those that may not have seen it, they won the NBA Cup recently, even though, we'll talk about that in this episode. It doesn't seem like James Dolan wants to acknowledge that they won. We will talk about that before we get into that. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Basketball Intelligence newsletter. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Evan. Shout out to everybody that he's putting on that's over there. Is great basketball information, great basketball insight, stories, articles, everything you can think of. Basketball Intelligence newsletter. And for us, like, share, and subscribe. Now, getting straight into it for this episode. Does not hanging the banner diminish the cup? Let me know what you think, Jarrett.
I don't think it should diminish the. It shouldn't diminish the cup, and it shouldn't diminish the accomplishments that the team did. For one, the Knicks haven't won anything since any of us were born. So since '73 was the last time they won a championship. Since '99, the last time they went to the finals. So I do feel like they are focused on winning the championship, yes, but they should celebrate this moment. And everybody getting the extra cash bonus is definitely a good prize as well. Like I don't like how people keep talking like, oh, it doesn't matter. The NBA Cup doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because your team didn't win it. But for the players and the fans that's in it, it matters. And for these rookies who's on these contracts that's only like $600K, whatever the case may be, they just basically almost doubled their salary with this win. So yes, it does matter. And Josh Hart, I don't know if a lot of people know, but he got his hotel room broken into, and a few of his watches got stolen. So right before the NBA Cup started, they was like, oh yeah, he's gonna have to go hard because he wants to get that money back to buy some more watches. And he actually commented on the post saying, yup, that's exactly what I'm about to do. So this stuff matters for these players. Any type of competition, it matters.
Talk about first world problems. Good Lord. My watch got stolen, so I need to go on this NBA Cup. It means something to me because I got to replace my $100,000 watch.
Got to replace his jewelry.
It obviously been a little bit more when he was using fingers in places that it shouldn't go, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
That was wild.
What's that Bron meme?
Like,
that's your boy, Jarrett.
Listen, I didn't know what was going on at that moment.
Oh man, but Rush, you saw it was everybody from Charles Barkley to what's my man's name, Mad Dog Russo, and it was a bevy of people just saying how terrible the cup is and how it's such a waste and the NBA should get rid of it. Why do you think there is so much of a divide and hate towards the NBA Cup? Because obviously we've talked about it. You've talked about it on Threads. We're fans of the NBA Cup. Why do you think some people aren't fans of it?
I think when it comes to older players, legends, if you will, like Charles Barkley and older journalists and radio talents who have covered the league for years, like Mad Dog, I think there's sort of an inherent jealousy that they have. It's hard to pave the way for generations after you to go through like collective bargaining and things like that. And then you see like this current crop of players who they take games off, they get load management, they're making the most money the league has ever seen. So you hear that in a lot of the comments they make about guys should just play, right? They should just play hard naturally because it's your job, it's what you're paid to do. And there's some merit to that, or a lot of merit to it. But when it comes to the cup, I get that, hey, we shouldn't have to incentivize these guys to play hard, like it's their job to play hard. But at the same time, one thing we've been asking the players to do, or asking the league to do, is find a way to make the league interesting before Christmas. And the Cup has done that. The first year, it was a lukewarm reception, but I think over the last couple of years, especially considering the ratings this year, with the exception of the quarterfinals, the ratings have been up. Threads was going crazy. Obviously, Threads had a presence at the Cup, which helped generate buzz online. But the ratings are enjoying the ratings suggest that fans are enjoying it. The games have been good, like really strong. It was a very entertaining finals. The semis were entertaining. So I think a lot of it's dumb because it doesn't mean anything rhetoric is kind of silly, because it's doing what we've wanted from the league for years, in that it's making the pre-Christmas slate of games more interesting. And now you can ride that wave into Christmas, and then you continue it out through the rest of the year into the All-Star break. So I don't know. I take it as a lot of noise. I take it as a lot of opinions, not necessarily based in a lot of facts. But we're not new to this. Certain people, they just got to get their takes off, whether it's factual or not.
Hey, and when you look at it across the different sports, the WNBA they have a cup, and it's not a question of, oh, we're doing this to incentivize them to play better and play harder. It helps the league out with that. You see it in soccer. For those that don't pay attention, soccer overseas, they have cups all the time, different type of tournaments in season. It's great for everybody involved. Players, the fans, spectators. It's just added excitement before, like you said, before we get into the meat of the schedule, before we get into the playoffs, which from other sports, what's different, that's been the main complaint in the NBA. It's like, the regular season don't matter. They made sure to make it a way for it to matter. And the team that ended up losing to the Knicks was the San Antonio Spurs. It was a very exciting game. From what we've seen so far early in the season, from the San Antonio Spurs, the Dylan Harpers of the world, the Aaron Foxes, the Castles, the Vassels, Wemby, of course, Cornette, that whole squad, have they transitioned from that young building team to a team that's arrived and should be feared, I should say. What you think, Rush?
I don't know about feared, but I do think they need to be respected for sure, and not taken lightly. I mean, you saw the record when Wemby was out. I think they were like 9-3, 8-3. So they obviously have been able to sustain an identity and a culture even outside of Wemby when he's not there. And I think a lot of it starts with De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper, who also missed a little bit of time. They've got pieces, man. Like Fox is an all NBA, capable guard. Wemby is obviously all everything. Stephon Castle has made a leap this year. No worries about a sophomore slump from him. And then you got Keldon Johnson, coming off the bench. Vassell can go get you buckets. Harrison Barnes, just Mr. Dependable, right? Unless it's a championship game, messing up on shots. But otherwise, just a savvy veteran, a glue guy who you can just plug into any system. If guys so can, they've got bodies and they play hard. They out hustled the Lakers, which is why they put BTA to them. And for a lot of the championship game, I thought that they were out scrapping the Knicks, and then the Knicks sort of turned it on. So yeah, I think anytime you've got a Wemby and Fox, and you've got two young studs like Castle and Harper with guys to fill around them who sort of know the roles, I think that's a team to be respected. And I think if they didn't have people's attention before, they definitely got it after they beat OKC.
Hey, Jarrett, do you think that with the Spurs team, how they currently constructed, should they make a trade to help this team possibly get over OKC? They beat them once, but I don't know if they could beat them in a full 7-game series. Should they be in discussions to try to get a piece to add to this roster?
If you're talking about Giannis, then I mean I'm 50-50 on it, to be honest with you. I think I don't want the Spurs to trade away their young talent, even though Giannis is, top 3, wherever you want to rank them, top 3 to 5 in the league. Be honest with you, I don't think nobody's going to be OKC anytime soon, in the foreseeable future. So why not just let your young talent develop at their own time frame, and when they reach their peak, OKC is probably going to be, hopefully, we don't know because they're still very young, be on the downhill turn. There's no need to rush the championship window right now. Everybody's still, 20, 21, 22. So we haven't seen any of them at their peak yet. So we don't know how good they're going to be. Like Wemby, everybody's projecting Wemby to be the greatest of all time at this point. So we just got to see how much they can mesh together. But I don't think they should necessarily do a trade. Like, don't try to speed up things. Well, a lot of times when teams try to speed up things, it messes up the whole structure of the team, and then they gotta have to tear it down and rebuild again from scratch. So, no.
Look at ask the Nets.
Exactly. Prime example.
Ask the Knicks. Another example.
Half that roster, I don't even know who they are.
Hey, so something you just said right there, it wasn't on the rundown, but I just gotta ask because we potting. Like we potting. Let's get into it. We potting. So you said everybody pretty much at this point is saying that Wemby's gonna be the greatest of all time. Do you disagree?
I felt a little like, I felt a little bit in how he said it, like.
No, I mean I don't disagree with it.
Like you felt some kind of way about it. Oh, okay.
No, I don't disagree with it though. To me, he's the modern day Wilt. Okay, the stuff we see him do is probably how the people back then in the 50s and 60s, when they seen Wilt, they was like, "Yo, like, is this possible? Like, is this guy able to just do this stuff?" It's like for Wemby, with the 3-point shooting, the handle at his height, the ability to still finish at the basket, technically over smaller people because he's basically the tallest person in the league, but where his frame, how skinny he is, like he's muscling people out the way. He's like wiry strong. So it's like, yeah, this kid is only in his 3rd year, and then he missed his first 2 years due to some type of medical issues, whatever the case may be. So full season with him, and even now, like he's missed some time. So we haven't seen a full season of Wemby at his peak at that. So yeah, I mean, I think he can be, if not the greatest, one of the greatest.
Hey, we really potting out here. We doing a great job because that's the next topic right there on the rundown is talking about should the NBA lift that ban. And one of the names on there, Wemby. He's already missed 12 games. The max you can miss is 17 games. You get 2 games for the minute restriction. So you have to play a minimum 20 minutes in a single game. You get 2 games where, hey, I didn't play the 20 minutes as a pass. You get 2 hall passes. He's already missed 12 games. Bron is 1 game away. He's missed 16 games. He's not going to get on any of the NBA teams. It's just what it is. What it is. Giannis already missed 10 games.
So Bron's done.
He's got one.
He got 1 more game. I can't see for the rest of the season that Bron. You feel me? Like Bron gonna get 1 game on those back-to-backs where he gonna sit down. So
what's crazy about just real quick. What's crazy about LeBron is that for so long we've been so used to him being like really sensitive about his image, how people talk about him, how the people talk about his career and his accolades. But do you think like there's a chance that he just doesn't really care anymore about those records? Like he passed up the opportunity to extend his double-digit scoring streak. He didn't try to rush back. I mean, although you can't really rush back from sciatica from what I hear, but hasn't really seemed pressed about making all NBA. Like that's not something you've heard either through like the back channels that we normally hear stuff coming out of his camp or from him directly. So is there a chance that he's like, yo, I'm year 23. That's a record in and of itself. I've got all of these records. So what if I don't get all NBA for, whatever year straight it would be? Would it be 22 straight if he were to get all NBA this year? I
believe so, but he already got the record for that too. So it's like,
yeah. So it's like maybe he doesn't just maybe he's just focused on.
I don't think he is.
Maybe he's just focused on playing like as well as he can, not necessarily as much as he can.
And I'll tell you this though, the thing is now that he's only one game away, which he's not gonna make All NBA now, but with him missing that next game, whatever it is, and then Wemby might is he eligible still, or how many games?
5 games away, man.
Yeah, so if Wemby ends up missing those 5 games and then he's not eligible, they're gonna change it. Because there's no way you want to have Wemby missing bunch of awards based on a minimum game rule. Like Patrick Ewing got Rookie of the Year, and he played like 55 games or something like that. It was like some weird number. And Embiid as well won MVP. He played 60 games, and basically that the rule came because of Embiid, because he missed all those games. He got the MVP, and everybody started kind of knocking, oh, Embiid got MVP. He didn't play 82 games like Jokic did. So I do feel like they're going to end up changing that rule, because you can't have your best players in the league not get, these big awards just because you have an incentive on the games played. Like, people get hurt. It's if you want these players to play, I'm not saying reduce the games, even though I've been kind of pro, like, take away some of the games, like 70 games. I've been kind of pro at it, but I still feel like you can keep the 82 game schedule if you stretch out the year. As far as the season, stretch it out more, so you can eliminate back-to-backs. Like, have the season start early in October, stretch it out to later in June, July, wherever the case may be. It may shorten the off season, but I think players will get more rest during the regular season because of not being so constricted to so many games, 4 games in 5 nights. It's a lot on the body, especially with players being stronger and faster.
You see me, Tom, right? You gonna let me get in? I see you. I see we making eye contact. I see you. So this isn't me coming to Jarrett, because I'm not saying this is him, but that's why I'm saying we in a very loose, general sense. But we can't have it. We can't have it both ways. We absolutely cannot. We put this rule into place because people were whining and complaining about players not playing hard, players taking games off, load management. Nobody saw the boom of calf strains coming for the league. And now we've got this rule in place that was put in place to incentivize players to give as much effort as they can in terms of being available to play. And now we've got this slow growing, whatever you want to call it, of calf strains for star players. And now people want to say, well, maybe we should take the limit. We should, remove that requirement. Like, we can't have it both ways. Like, it had to have been part of the decision making that people knew that, hey, this is going to impact certain players. Because certain players are more injury prone than others. Play style and just histories and things like that. Like, that had to have factored in. So it's not like this is a total surprise. But we just got to decide what we want. Like, do we want to try to incentivize players to not incentivize, but incentivize players to play as often as they can, or do we not? Like, I just think we got to figure out what we want. That's just how I feel. Now, me personally, I didn't like the rule to begin with because, like Jarrett said, like, players have won awards, playing far less than 60 or less than 65 games. And I don't think that you should punish a player who may be having an incredible season statistically, but had to miss a certain number of games because of an injury that's beyond their control. So I never liked it in the first place, but this is sort of what you get when you put that in place, because players can't always control when they get hurt, how they get hurt, and how long their recovery is.
I agree completely with both sides, and I think, like Jarrett said, Wemby's going to have this rule change, because at the pace that Wemby is going, I think something along the lines, he's going to have the second or the highest ever blocks in a season, blocks per game. Like, when we then look back at this in 10, 15 years and look at the year that he has, and then see that there was no awards attached to it, yeah, They're going to change that rule because imagine Wemby retires and it's not one MVP he has. He has been like 2 all NBA teams, and it's because he didn't play 65 games
But I
every
do
year.
have a question about that though, to contradict on that point. Because all right, Wemby. I'm thinking from a perspective of other players, other people who's going to be trying to bash Wemby not getting these awards. So hypothetical, Wemby, does his regular thing with the blocks, 500 blocks, whatever the case may be, and then he doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year, but he misses a bunch of games, but he's clearly the best defender in the league, but his team sucks defensively. I think people will still use that against him. Like, hey, you know what? Like their defensive rating was bad. They gave up 130 points per game. Blah blah blah. Like so, I think it's still something that the league kind of have to like figure out as far as how they categorize these awards. Because with the 65 game rule, I think that's going to go away. But it's something else that has to be done with the awards that we can clearly say, all right, this person has to get the award no matter what games he plays. You know what I'm saying?
I think what you're referencing is something that we've all been asking for
Yeah.
years is
A
the
clear
criteria.
cut. Yeah.
There's no criteria, and it's literally for me. I've listened to Sirius Radio. I've listened to a bunch of podcasts every year leading up to the awards, and it's a bunch of people from all walks of life across the country that work at all different publications that all have they literally. It might be 100 people that vote. I promise you, 58 of them all have different criteria. I think this player needs to play this amount of games, and this is before the rule came. There were people voting saying, I can't vote for him. He didn't play 65 games. Oh, I can't vote for this player. They didn't win. Their team didn't win 50 plus games. There is no set criteria, which brings confusion.
And some of it's like herd mentality too. Like you'll get like an early favorite or whatever, and a lot of sports writers will just kind of flock to that opinion. And that's sort of how the narrative gets going for certain players early in the season. Because the league's all about narratives. But yeah, I agree. We need more defined criteria. Not too defined. I mean, I don't want to say we need more. Like we need better criteria. Like it's so simple because it can get kind of tricky. You don't want to make it too confined, but you don't want it just like how it is now, just like totally broad and openly subjective. So yeah, I think there needs to be more of a narrowing, but I think the balance could be tricky.
Most definitely. I don't envy those jokers that have to do the voting, and then some of them that got to explain it afterwards why they voted for who they voted for. Christmas is around the corner. It is next week. We are going to go through some of these games, and y'all let me know the X factors, your predictions, who wins, who you expect to have a big game. The first one on the slate is the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have been up and down this entire season. They are currently a playing team. If the playoffs started today, will be playing the New York Knicks. Jarrett, I think I know your prediction, but tell me what you see possibly coming from what you could see possibly coming from this Cavs Knicks game.
Barring everybody is healthy for the Knicks, I feel like they can win that game. I don't know. The Cavs they had a really weird season. There's a lot of injuries. Garland's been suffering from turf toe, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm like, I never heard that injury until this year. I know it's more of a football term, but he's been really up and down. Jarrett Allen was out for a while, and then Mobley went out, and Jarrett Allen's back now. It's like, okay, like what are you guys doing? Like that medical staff, something's up with them. But I think the Knicks are going to win that game. And my man Tyler Kolek, he's been balling. I think he's going to be the X factor for that game. My man T Rabbit, as I call him now. So I'm really liking this Knicks team right now. Shout out to Tibbs, but his time was up. Not playing the bench, and Mike Brown, he doing his thing right now. Like I'm really enjoying this team.
Hey, shout out to Mike Brown. And like you mentioned, Tyler. And man, Tibbs ain't playing him, and if he played him last year, it might have been a different result.
I still have
Rush,
a job.
maybe Rush? How do you see this one going? Knicks win this one.
No, I don't care.
Hey, so
I'm playing. No, I think the Knicks will win. Cavs just, I mean, they just seem to have the injury bug. I think I saw a stat that compared when they suffered their 13th loss last season as compared to this season, and surprise, it's like way earlier, like almost half a season earlier. So it's I don't know where they're going to get a spark or an influx of energy and whatever from. Like it's just bad right now with injuries. Evan Mobley's out for a little bit. I think Jarrett Allen missed the game yesterday. I'm not familiar with what his injury is, but yeah, it's just I don't know where they turn to. So it's not as interesting as I think the league thought the game would be when they scheduled it. And obviously you can't really flex Christmas Day because there's only so many games scheduled. But yeah, I think the Knicks win it. It'll probably be competitive, but I see the Knicks winning.
So that's great you mentioned that, because I wanted to ask y'all, from the slate of games, would you flex out? Obviously, that's not obviously an option. But if you could, would you flex out any of these games?
Knicks Cavs.
Not gonna hold you. That one is definitely on my list.
I'm only half saying that because we can't let Jarrett gloat too much. But that and probably like what is it? Who are the Mavs playing?
Mavs are playing the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that game.
Well, I don't know, because Cooper Flag's been playing really well, which I think will be good for that game. Him going against likely Draymond and Jimmy Butler.
Well, Clay versus Steph.
Huh? Clay versus Steph. Yeah. There's that storyline too. Clay, because it's in Golden State, right?
Yeah, in Golden State.
Yeah, so Clay going back home, that'll be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I think one of the games of the day, Spurs Thunder, that rematch,
that'll be fun.
Who's the X factor for both teams for them to win that game, Rush? How do you see this one going? Who needs to have a big game for there to be a win on either side?
I think Chet and Hardenstein would be X factors, because you're going to need them to do something with Wemby, but then also at the same time you're going to need Chet to make Wemby work defensively. Like Chet got to fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like the clip from the championship game where he hit Wemby with like 2 or 3 moves, a couple of counters, went up for the shot, and then Wemby was like nah, just like it wasn't even a struggle. Like he was just there. So, I mean, he made him work, but still, it was ineffective. So I think the two of them need to, maybe you look at iHeart to get a little physical with Wemby. Obviously, nothing dirty, but tall, lanky guys. You need to just get a little physical with them, because that's what a lot of teams did with Chet last year or the year before.
Throw elbow out there real quick.
So yeah, I think the bigs, and then with San Antonio, I think it's just Castle. I think defensively, what can he do against Shea? How can he try to disrupt Shea? Nobody's gonna stop Shea, so let's not even go there. But can you make things difficult while still making him work if Shea draws Castle as a matchup on the defensive end? And can he make good decisions when he's out there maybe without Fox or Harper when he has the ball? Because I think that's the next leap he needs to make, is decision making with the ball and getting the handle a little tighter, even though he's made tremendous strides from even just last year. So I would say Castle and Wemby / Hardenstein for the two teams.
Hey, if he could repeat what he did in the championship game,
Chet and Hardenstein, excuse me.
If he could repeat what he did in the championship game, Castle, that is, I think it was 10, 11 assists with 1 turnover, and that was at the end of the game, was that 1 turnover.
Yeah.
If he could repeat, obviously that's hard to do, where you that many assists, the ball in your hand that often, only 1 turnover.
But not only, yeah. That and OKC, that's what they do. They turn you over. So that's going to be a whole different level of ball pressure that he's going to see.
Jared, do you think OKC gets their little revenge, get they lick back?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like they're gonna get that win. Pretty sure the team has kind of circled that game on their calendar. Has OKC played with this team? They played the Christmas game last year, right? Or did they not?
Did they? I don't think they did.
Like I don't think
You said that they
ever
played
had
on Christmas last year?
Yeah, like have they ever had a Christmas
No, they
game?
didn't. They didn't.
I don't think they
'Cause I
did.
remember it was a whole uproar. Like how does OKC not get a Christmas game? Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't play last year.
Yeah, I remember Evan whining about it on the timeline.
Yeah.
Really crying about it.
Yeah, so I think them having a chip on their shoulder with that game and then losing to the Spurs, they'll add it fuel to the fire. I think they're going to get that game. But like Rush said, Hartenstein and Chet gotta, they gotta do something with not even just Wemby, with Cornette too, because Cornette's been playing really good. So they need to do something with them too. I feel like the other X factor in their team will have to be Caruso because of how the game ended last time with the foul and everything. So I feel like Caruso might have like a little something to add to it as well. So, but I think the Thunder will get it.
Hey Rush, obviously the game of the day for you, Rockets Lakers. How do you see that one going?
Rockets, Lakers. Yeah, well, yeah, had a little accent to the Lakers. I mean, he was Italian for a second or something. I think it's going to be a tough one for LA to win, mainly because Houston has what is seemingly the antidote for, or excuse me, the kryptonite for the Lakers, which is long, athletic, fast wings and guards who can get up and down the floor, but they also have like size and brute strength. So they've got Sengun and Adams down there. They can bring Capella off the bench if they want to. So I think it's going to be tough for the Lakers to win. The Houston is, I think they're the fourth. What it's Houston right now? It's OKC, Denver, LA, San Antonio, and Houston, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, but they're all like right there. So I like my Lakers because I always like my Lakers. But Houston's 5th seed. Okay, thank you.
Lakers are 3rd.
But it's I'm sorry, Lakers are 3rd, Rockets are 5th, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough because they're gonna have to gang rebound, they're gonna have to keep Adams off the boards, and they're gonna have to contend with some athletes, which means they can't turn the ball over, because if they do, it's going to be pick sixes and it's going to be curtains on the other end. So they're going to need a big game from Luka, a big game from Braun. Hopefully Austin Reeves is back by then. That's going to be a big question mark, how his calf strain is going. Assuming they're all back and all healthy, I think the Lakers have a puncher's chance.
Jarrett, do you think Mr. I don't take showers leads the squad to a win on Christmas Day?
First off, I don't know why he said that. Like, sometimes you just gotta, take that to the grave, bro. Just take that to the grave. But I think I'm gonna go opposite. I think the Lakers are gonna win it. I think the Lakers are gonna get that game. Based on where's the game at? Is it LA or in Houston?
LA.
Okay.
Maybe we play at home on Christmas.
Yeah,
It's it might as well be like the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Yes, I think the added fire of Luka playing on Christmas in a Lakers uniform in LA, he may go off. I think he's gonna have a big game. And then this is one of the few times we see Bron and KD match up now. So yeah, I think Bron's gonna have a little steroid boost or anything, get him up for that game, and he's gonna go off. because this might be the last time we see the
might be the
matchup.
last one.
Yeah, it might be the last one.
I think one thing to watch is how Houston, especially like with his double big lineup, how it plays the pick and roll when Luka has the ball. Like if they're in that drop, Luka's gonna eat. Lakers are already generating the most points per game out of pick and rolls when the ball handler shoots. But if they blitz, sort of like like Philly did, then you got the 4-on-3 with Bron and or Austin Reeves, with the ball. So it's like, then you got Bron or maybe Jackson or DeAndre, but they've both been making good decisions out of the short rolls. So it'll be interesting to see if they run that double big lineup and how they defend the pick and roll.
But none of the bigs are really like good pick and roll defenders, regardless, for Houston.
Well, that's true, which is why they'll be in the drop. So how they adjust to that is what I'm saying. Is it like, do they just give it up, or do they have some other coverage up their sleeve? So, but yeah. Neither one of them are particularly good on pick and rolls, but we'll see.
And the nightcap that we have is the T-Wolves Nuggets game, right? So Nuggets, I think we all have winning that game, right?
I really don't care about this one.
I don't either.
What's crazy is I was watching. I go on X like maybe once a week at this point, but when I opened the app, it was yesterday. Somebody there had said, what's like the most depressing sports memory for like your team or whatever, and somebody quoted and put the game 2 shot that Jamal Murray hit over AD a couple years ago. I had to put my phone down. It was raining outside too, but I still went outside because it was depressing. I had to relive it all over again. So yeah, I don't care about this game. I don't care about Denver. And I'm still hurt from that Wolves in 5 Rudy Gobert sent us home, yo. It's like
all people.
there's a lot of other things that went wrong in that series, but the closeout game, Rudy Gobert went full Wilt Chamberlain on the Lakers, and it's just like I lose one night of sleep per week thinking about that series. It's it's inexplicable that happened, but so yeah, I don't care about neither one of these teams. They both hurt me in the past, so I don't care about neither one of these teams.
Hey Jared, I want to ask you this, right? On the T-Wolves front, right? The game as it is, I think Nuggets pulled that out, right? But on the T-Wolves front, last week, 2 weeks ago, Anthony Edwards came out and was given a glowing review of what's my man name? What's the dude? Why I'm drawing a blank? Not Dillingham, the other dude.
Bones Highland.
Bones Highland. He gave a glowing review of Bones Highland. Co-signed, said that's my boy, that's my man. 50 grand. I love how he play. He said he sees that he could be a star. It's just like he's not in the right moment, right team, right position. He's a star. Is it with that, review coming from Ant-Man, the face of that franchise? Is the Rob Dillingham experience over completely? I know that was a name that we brought up at the beginning of the season as somebody that could possibly take that point guard role from Mike Conley. The leader of the team don't seem to be agreeing that he don't believe in Rob. That's just what it seemed like.
But what's funny though? I mean, Bones and Rob play the same way. To be honest with you, they're the same type of player. Like wiry, quick handles, kind of a crazy shot selection. But I don't know. I always felt Bones was a good player. But I don't know what to interpret from those comments about Rob Dillingham. Because he still can have the opportunity. Because Conley has been hurt. He's older. But they've been playing Dante a lot at point guard as well, and it seems it has been working effectively for them, especially since Randall is kind of like the point forward for that team, where he's leading the team in assists. So I can see them two being the go-to point guards for those teams long term, because they're still very young. But the thing is, both of them not really point guards. Like I see them as more as like combo guards who come off the bench and get you buckets. So if they can have them running together defensively, that won't be good. But offensively, both of them off the bench, I think it would be good to see with Dante coming off the bench as well, because Dante's not a point guard either. But yeah, I'm not out on the Rob Dylan experience just yet.
I was just gonna say, I think they've been able to get by with the whole point guard by committee thing without an actual point guard being on the roster other than Mike Conley, a true point guard. I think, and they may win, 50 games, 50, 55, like whatever. I don't know what they're, what Vegas has them at and what they're on pace for. But I think where we'll, if they don't make a move, I think where we'll really see the impact is playoffs. Once teams start scouting and you can exploit the non-point guard effect of the Timberwolves. So the regular season they'll probably be fine. Ant's good enough, more than good enough. You got Randall, he's solid. McDaniels is he's balling offensively this year, and then what he can do on defense. So regular season, I don't think Timberwolves fans should be worried, but depending upon the matchups they draw in the playoffs, that's where it can come back to bite them.
Hey, to end off the show, right? You talk about point guards.
End off the show. We just got started. It's already. That's it.
Don't you want to watch the Lakers?
Then we just start. I mean, yes, I do actually. I do want to watch the Lakers. So I appreciate the punctuality, sticking to the script. But I just feel like we just got started. I'm sorry, my bad.
So, speaking of the Lakers, who are currently on right now, they are down by 3 to the Utah Jazz, 17-14 with 7:21 left in the first. Luka Dončić, is his shot selection a flaw or a necessity, Rush?
That's a good question. I think it's neither. Because he makes, for a career, he makes 46% of the shots he takes, right? Which is, right around league averages, I would say for guards, probably maybe a tick lower or two. But I think the diet, I think the makeup of the shot selection could afford to change. Like Luka is 6'7", 6'8", 240, but he plays point guard. Like I would really love to see him operate out of the mid post a little bit more, or even on the block to take advantage, make teams double. And there are very few players in the league today, and maybe even in the history of it, who have better vision than Luka. So make the defense sort of bend to your will, instead of taking these step back threes, even though you make them at a really respectable clip, put more pressure on the defense. So I think, he started to float a little bit more on the perimeter lately. And I think JJ had a conversation with him and Braun, and I know it was reported that it revolved more around defense, but I think the diet could change a little bit. And I definitely would like to see him play a little bit closer to the basket, but we want to be careful, because so much of what makes Luka is Luka doing what he does, right? So, I trust him to figure it out. And is he going to have a couple of stretches where, he relies a little too heavily on the step back three? Yeah, I think so. Is there going to be stretches where he tries too hard to draw fouls instead of just playing through contact and letting the ref, call the foul based on the contact? Yeah, but I wouldn't say his shot selection is a flaw. His current shot selections, I wouldn't say it's a flaw, but I do think that he could adjust it a little bit. So yeah, that's my hedge answer.
Hey, the thing too with Luka is he's one of the greatest to try to draw the foul and make the shot players in NBA history.
Yeah.
Because he tries to draw the foul, looks at the ref, gets upset, but the shot went in. They just ain't called a
Right.
foul. He's one of the
Yeah.
best to do that. And you already know though, man. Here at the corner three, the best three is the corner three. We out. See y'all next week.